Morning, all. It's Friday. It's another end of a week. Um, it's been an intense week, but it is another week. So this morning I was reading in my devotion. It was Luke 7, 30, let's see, 36 through 50. So it's the story about Jesus being invited to dinner by a Pharisee, and then the woman weeping on his feet and then washing his feet with her hair, that whole story. And so I wanted to know more of the background of, like, okay, so why was it rude that Simon the Pharisee did not wash Jesus' feet when he came in, and then or kiss him on the cheek, that sort of thing. And so I listened to Dr. Bill Creasy and his cultural view on it, and he talks about culturally, because all the roads were primarily dirt, all of them, and so of course when you go into somebody's house, you're not wearing your Nikes. Back then they're wearing sandals, so their feet are completely dirty. And so it was custom to have walk in and be greeted, and this did not happen to Jesus. He wasn't greeted when he came in. There's water, something to wash your feet with, and then you're greeted with a kiss. Even today in the culture, people kiss. And so Jesus walks in, nobody's at the door, there's nothing to wash his feet with. So he comes in, and how they sit is they sit on very, very low tables, so there really aren't any chairs, it's just cushions. And so what they do is they sit like this. They would sit on the cushion, and then they would sit with their feet behind them like this. And for me growing up, I always thought of that whole story of the woman weeping on Jesus' feet. I always thought of it here, where Jesus is looking at the woman and she's weeping on his feet and she's washing her hair. And that's not how it happened. It blew my mind when I realized that Jesus is sitting like this, and the woman, the sinful woman, they all knew this woman. She was a local woman, and they all were like, she's sinful, but she heard that Jesus was coming. She comes behind, and she is just weeping out of her sin, weeping out of pain, out of anguish. And she's weeping and weeping and weeping, and her tears begin to fall onto Jesus' feet. She's that close. They begin to fall on his heels and on the bottoms of his feet, and all over his feet. And she gets embarrassed, and she gets shameful, and she uses her hair, because she has nothing else, she uses her hair to wipe it away. And then Simon says, hey, if this guy was a prophet, he would know what's happening behind him. He would know that there's a woman back there, and she's a really bad woman, she's sinful, and that she's weeping on him, and that she's putting her hair all over him, and then that she's putting essential or special, very expensive oil on him. And Jesus says, he gives the parable. It's so cool. He gives the parable of, let me tell you. So there's two men, and they both have a debt. One has a debt that's greater than the other. And the debt keeper decides, and they don't have money to pay it back, and he decides to relieve their debt. Which one is more thankful? And Simon, of course, says the one that had the greater debt. Of course he's more thankful. And he says this to Simon. He says, look at this woman. She has kissed my feet when you did not kiss my cheeks. She has washed my feet when you did not wash my feet. She has anointed them with oil when you did not pay attention to me or give me the time of day. She has sinned much, but she has been forgiven much. And she has loved much, and she has much to lose, but she has been forgiven so much. And I thought that was completely powerful, that Jesus didn't come there to give them a theological answer or a theological story or tell them this, and this, and this about the works of David and the work. He didn't come there to do that. He actually came there to give them a lesson in culture, in manners, in kindness. And Dr. Creasy posed this question. He's like, what do you guys think he did afterwards? What do you guys think? Do you think that he stayed there and ate after after this whole thing had happened? Or do you think that he got up and walked away and left with the woman and left with other people? And that was a very interesting question, because there's it can go either way. Like he could have stayed there and like dove into it more, or he could have walked away and been like, this is not how you treat people. So I tend to think, just the character, my own, and then Bill Creasy was talking about it too, I tend to think that as soon as that happened, as soon as he explained himself, as soon as he told Simon and the other Pharisees that this whole thing about being forgiven much, I think that he got up and that he left, because he realized that, or he already knew this before, that these men, these Pharisees that had been with this old doctrine their whole lives, were not at that moment going to say, oh, I get it, I'm so sorry, let me wash your feet right now. That it was going to take time. And so I think that he left. But that's up to you. That's a question that's posed to you. Because Jesus is sitting there and she's behind and she's doing this stuff behind. He's not sitting there over her as she's washing her, because I always thought of that. I always looked at that and was like, yes, that's neat and that's kind, but he's sitting there watching this and watching this, like, that is the picture I've always gotten. Maybe that's all the, the European old pictures that are shown of Jesus sitting there and the woman weeping at his feet and him looking down at her. And that's not how it was. If culturally it was correct, he's sitting on a pillow like this, facing the table, and she's behind him. And I just thought that that was completely incredible, and I thought that that was just, it validated the sense of that Jesus sees all, that Jesus has no, there's no class level to him, and he doesn't lord over people. I think that just, like, that blew my mind. The fact that he's not lording over that woman, that she was behind him weeping, and that she washed his feet, and that when he realized, or when it was pointed out, he decided to teach a lesson of, look at what she's done for me, what you haven't done. So sharing that with you today. Let's do some breathing. Let's do a few deep breaths just to get you through your Friday. There's a yoga class that I threw on today, and then there's some trauma-sensitive yoga tomorrow. So finding your space and making space. Maybe open up your chest a little bit. Maybe drop your chin once you've opened that up. And as always, feel free, if your arms aren't going to open up, feel free to use a towel or a belt, whatever you need right there, and opening that up. And let's go ahead, let's inhale and sweep our arms up. Let's inhale it towards the sky. Get that really big. Open up your arms, open up your lungs. Make yourself free. Get this freedom out here. And then again, let's sweep this up, open this up, inhale. And as we exhale, let's press this down. And again, inhale and sweep this up. And exhale and press this down. And inhale and sweep this up. And exhale and press this down. Good. Let's do a little bit longer inhales today. So let's inhale for 6, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. So the exhale is going to be your challenge here. So let's inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go very slowly and controlled for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's do that again. Inhale it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that one more time. And this can be a very good grounding exercise for you today. Having to hold those counts and having to focus on how long you're holding your breath and how much you're exhaling out and how much you're inhaling in. Super grounding, super bringing yourself back to the present, back into your body. So let's inhale it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you guys for joining me again today. Thank you for joining me for this week of breathing and movement and yoga and learning. And remember that you are seen, that you are heard. You are so valuable and you are so important. You have a voice and you have a choice. You cannot control what others do. You cannot control what others say. You cannot control the things that they do towards you or towards others. But you can control. Look at on Tuesday, our circles of control. What can you control? You can control the way that you respond. You can control the information that you choose to take in, the way that you choose to be informed. And then you can control the words that you choose to give away, the thoughts that you choose to give away, and the information that you choose to give away, and the way that you treat others. So take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul today. Be safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. And Zeke says bye too.